Welcome back, true believers. This is Ant-Man 2050, and I want to have a little bit of a talk with you guys. It's 2019, and I know I'm a little late. This is coming out about halfway through the month, but I wanted to say thank you again. All of the people who have joined my channel and stuck with me and leave comments and talk to me and try to make me a better YouTuber, and I'm hoping as we continue on in this year that I can even get better and bring the content that you guys want to watch. But there's been a lot of things that happened over this year, you know, a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, and unfortunately, more of the bad than good for me personally. This year, I had 3 deaths that happened over the year that really kind of affected me. A couple of people that were connected to me, a couple from unfortunate medical situations that ultimately cost them their lives, and one who left this world under their own
I don't
decision.
think I've ever seen anybody like you.
And it's so hard to deal with that, and it's something that I've had to deal with personally more in my life than I ever want to. And it's hard because it's such a thing where you just try to rationalize it and can't. It's an irrational thing. And then even in just kind of the YouTube world, you know, if you are a fan of Game Theory, this year they lost a member of their team in Ronnie, and it was much the same way. And if you're a fan of the channel, then you've watched a lot of Ronnie's work and you didn't even know it. And it's amazing because you think that, oh, there's got to be a reason for this. They've got to have had some kind of thing that makes sense for why this happened. And it's something that is completely irrational. You know, when you think about where he was at, you know, as a YouTuber, it's kind of where I would like to be. I would love to be working in a part of this industry where when I'm doing, you know, the entertainment that I'm provided is recognized and is viewed by lots of people. And you'd think that would be enough, but it's not that easy, and it never is. And so, you know, to me, sometimes I read into things a little too much because I've had too much experience with that darkness. And I just want to say, if you ever are feeling bad, or you're feeling sad, or you feel like there's no one else out in that world, this world, and YouTube, in the world at large, that cares, or knows, or understands, or just wants to listen, you know, please get it because you're too important. Not just as a part of my channel, but just to this world. You're too important.
This area is now
and I know that's not something that we normally talk about, and it's not something that I do on this channel very often, but I felt like that was important to say. But I am still so grateful to all the people that I've met, and I can't thank you guys enough. I've just gotten a few new subscribers recently, but you know, Ifrit Overdrive, of course, has always been somebody that really inspired me as a great YouTuber who really understands that it's not all about just our individual accomplishments. We're all in this together, and we can succeed together. We don't have to always be competing against each other. But Ifrit and Tinga230 and Legit and Anime University, I really appreciate you guys continuing to come to my site and supporting me on my trip into YouTube. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do what I want to do with the channel yet, and it's hard. It's a hard road. I was very naive, I think, when I started this, but the big thing for me is I want to enjoy games with you guys, and I want to talk about games, and I just want to share my experience with you guys. And I hope that's something that you want to continue doing as we move forward into 2019. But I also wanted to talk about my new opening line. Most of you probably recognize the True Believers as a part of what Stan Lee would say. It was one of his quotes. Unfortunately, we lost Stan last year. And once again, he's somebody that was very important to me in my life as a comic book fan. And as somebody who's gotten to meet him a few times, Stan Lee is not a perfect man. And he made bad decisions sometimes. Decisions that in the comic world are still widely debated. But he lived his life well. And the amount of things that he gave back and the way that he changed the comic industry to make sure that the people working on the books, the writers, the artists, get acknowledgement on the cover of every book. Because that didn't used to be a thing. People didn't know who was working on what unless you just knew. Because it wasn't a part of the culture to put those things on the books. That's from Stan. Not to mention loads of other things. And being a great, proactive creator.
Yep.
There's some idiots in this world that will tell you that Stan's passing only means you won't be able to see him in a new cameo. They are fools. And it only shows how much of a fool they are to think that his value was just that. So, throughout this year, I will be starting every one of my videos with True Believers. And that True Believers means more than just fans of comics or fans of the channel. True Believers to me meant people who could put aside what we know is reality and just enjoy a fantasy, just enjoy a story for a while. You aren't just a believer, you're a true believer. I want to continue to use that, and I don't know if I'll use it beyond this year, but for this year I will be using True Believer as the beginning of my taglines for each of my videos in memory of Stan Lee, who is an amazing creator and an incredible human being who shows how to live life well.
This area is now under
I can only
protection.
hope that when I leave this world, I have the impact that he has. I don't think I will. But that's what those things are about, you know, and as we move into 2019, I will continue to be bringing this stuff up. Hopefully, I will get many of the series that I started finished and we'll begin new games. But until we meet again, this is Ant-Man 2050. Have fun, play games, be aware, love each other, and you are important and people care about you. So if you ever feel like that's not the case, drop me a line. I want to be there for you. Alright, till then, see you later.